Hey, welcome back to Joseph's Reserves. I'm Joseph, and I save 20% of my income, similar to how Joseph from the Bible saved 20% of the grains for Egypt. I hold that savings in the form of coins and precious metals, and I've committed to purchasing at least one dime, quarter, $50, dollar, and American Eagle every 2 weeks. I also make a purchase of a rare coin, which is the packages you see in the back. Those are going to have their own videos, as well as setting aside $20 every 2 weeks. So today we're going to be adding to our $20, as well as going over what I purchased at the local coin shop just the other day to add to our dimes, quarters, $50, dollars, and American Eagles. We're going to go ahead and start with the American Eagles, and I'm going to lay them all out because everything that I purchased fills a hole, but I don't have a book for these American Eagles yet. Alright, so I've separated these out by decade so you can get an idea of the date run that I have. I have the 80s here, which I only have 86. 90s, which I have 91, 92, 95, 98, and 99. Today we're going to be adding 93. I picked up this one because I just really love how it's toned, and I also have this 91 that has a little bit of purples in it, so I may be adding a purple toned. Oh, the back actually looks spotless, but the front obverse is quite purple. I might be adding a little bit of purple toning to my collection. Purple is my favorite color, so that fits. Anyway, it goes right in here. So now in the 90s, I'm only missing 94, 96, and 97. In the 2000s, we have 2000, 2001, 2, looks like 2005, and 7. And I'll be adding 2009. This one looks a little bit beat up as well, not really having the new kind of shine to it. A little bit toned, not really damaged, but almost a circulated look to it. 2009, right there in the end. And then in the 10s, I have 2010, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 19. Today we're adding 2018. And this one does look quite a bit newer. Here's a 2019 for comparison, or even a 2020 for comparison, or 2024 for comparison. So 2018 going right here. And here I have the 2020s. I have 2020, 2021, 2, 3, and 24. I don't yet have a 25, and the 21 that I have is the Type 2. So I'm still looking for a Type 1, 2021, and the 2025 as soon as that gets available in my area. It was pretty late in the year that I was able to pick up this 2024, so I'm not expecting it anytime soon. So I was able to pick up those three, as well as this graded MS-70 2011. So usually something like this, especially because it's the 25th anniversary, something like this will have a whole lot of premium, meaning that it costs more to have it graded, especially in an MS-70, a perfect condition coin. It's not uncommon to have bullion coins like this, the 1 ounce coins. It's not uncommon to find those in the MS-70 grade. And this is also a early release, meaning that as soon as they minted it, they sent it off for grading. So in my opinion, it seems like, of course, it's a perfect coin. That just makes sense. The only reason I picked this up, because I usually don't like graded coins like this, the bullion coins graded. The only reason I picked it up is because my coin shop sold it to me with no additional premium. So I paid $6 over spot, just like I paid $6 over spot for all of the Eagles that I got today. So for all 4 of those Eagles, I paid $6 over spot, and that is what we picked up. I'll go ahead and set that here, and we'll clean this up and move on to the dollars. All right, so here we have our dollars laid out. It's in a similar way: 70s, 80s, 90s, 1900s, and then 1920s. The dollars that I have that I'm setting up today, I got this 1884. And what I like to do, especially with the coins that I can, is show the difference that 100 years makes. So I actually do have a 1984 dollar. And you might be immediately thinking, well, hold on. That would have been around the time of the Susan B. Anthony dollars. However, they stopped making those in 1981 and didn't make them again until 1999. However, we do have the commemorative silver dollars that were coming out. They started coming out in 83, I believe. This is the only one that I have other than the dollar purchase, the other dollar purchase I made of an 1986. So we have 1884 and 1984. The 1884 is clearly a Morgan dollar. We have from Philadelphia. So let's go ahead and put that into these 80s. And then 1984, I believe, yeah, from San Francisco. You see the San Francisco mint mark right there above Los Angeles, or above the S of Los Angeles. That's where they had the Olympics that year, so that's why that's it on this commemorative coin. And then the next coin that was made, the commemorative dollar, was this 1986, which I do need to get a capsule for this one. Also from San Francisco, you can see from the In God We Trust. And don't worry, there was already these smudges and fingerprints on it when I got it. I actually got this for a little bit under spot. So I actually only paid $25 with a spot of silver was $33 at my time of purchase. So since this actually does have the same metal value, metal content as a Morgan dollar, the 0.77344 ounces, made from 90% silver. These dollars do hold the same amount of silver as the old Morgan dollars. So there's math involved with that, but I did pay, I think it was about 50 cents under spot is what I paid, because I only paid $25. So let's see, this is the Statue of Liberty, dedicated to Ellis Island. It says United States of America across the top with a zoom in on Lady Liberty's torch. Anyway, that is another dollar that I picked up. So we're going to add that to my commemorative dollars collection over here, and I will get a capsule for that. All right, let's go ahead and clean this up and move on to the half dollars. So these half dollars, I actually have a book for this. It's not an actual Franklin half dollar book. I just got one of these blank ones, and it happened to have the perfect amount of holes. And the one that I picked up the other day is this 1948. This is the first year of Franklin half dollars. Before this, we had the Walking Liberty, and after, in 1964, is when we started the John F. Kennedy half dollars. So this first year from Denver, you see it has the Liberty Bell on the back. This is a pretty worn coin. I just paid, I think it was like $24 face that I got for this half dollar. So about $12, maybe $12.50, I forget exactly what it was. So that's going to be going in this spot right here. As you see, it's been a lot easier for me to find the Denver coins. So I have 48, 49 Denver, 51 Denver, and 52. I do also have this 50 from Philadelphia, 52 Denver. Oh, I guess the 52 down here is also from Philadelphia, but 54 Denver, 57 Denver. On this last page, I believe it's only Denver. 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, and 63, all from Denver. So this is a pretty short series to put together. I just started it, I want to say, a couple months ago, and I'm not trying to fill it super fast. I'm just kind of picking it up here and there. Like, I mean, right now, only one coin every 2 weeks. So that is our Franklin half dollar collection, as well as these repeat years that I have. Most of these are the 63s from Denver. All right, let's move on to our quarters. I also have a book for that. So let's go ahead and pull that out. So the books that are easily available only go back to 1948. But today we're adding one a little older. We're adding 1940. Pretty worn, pretty beat up. But it fills the hole for now until we can find an upgrade. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here. So the Washington series started in 1932, and I believe it was to commemorate 200 years after George Washington's birth year. So here we've gotten to the 1940. They made 35 million of these, which, if you look around at the other ones, it's not low mintage by any means. The Denver and San Francisco Mint at the time were making significantly less. However, 39 Philadelphia, you have 33 million, and 41 jumped all the way up to 79 million. However, that was very high starting that year, and it just kept going up from there. And 42, there was 102 million. So relatively low mintage, but not considerable in any way. So let's go ahead and add this in. Our 1940 George Washington quarter in the book. So as you can see, I do have plenty of holes to fill in this collection as well. This book goes all the way to 47. And then the next one picks up right at 48 to 64. Also, quite a bit of holes to fill in this collection. But as you can see in this one, the coins are in much nicer condition. So that is a plus. And on the last page here are 60s. I'm only missing the 61 Philadelphia. which would be very easy to pick up. I just have been focusing on the earlier years while I'm in the coin shop, and I get to cherry pick through the large bags of quarters that he has. And then, of course, I do have these stacks of Washington quarters that are kind of before I got my book, and I was just grabbing whatever I could, and those are now the duplicate years. In here, I do have a couple real dirty looking ones, or toned ones, however you want to look at it. I'm wondering if I have any of those kind of purplish looking ones I can kind of set aside with my other purple coins, but not really. Anyway, go ahead and stack these back up so we can move on to the dimes. Alright, I was able to pick up 4 dimes, and my method for this is that I pick out my dime, quarter, half dollar, and dollar, and then I get as many of these American Eagles as I can. And at that point, I'll have a few extra dollars left over, and I'll pick up whatever I can in dimes. In the past, I've picked up more quarters or half dollars because I'll have either the $5 or $7 or $10 left after picking up my ounces. But this time I was a little short on time, so when I started with dimes, I just picked out 4 because that's what I was able to get the last time, and I ended up another $10 under my budget. So this time I'm just going to roll those $10 into the next purchase. So the next one you might see a little bit more of the junk silver, maybe an additional half dollar. But we'll go ahead and get to what we're going to do there when we get there. So let's pull out this dime book. The Roosevelt dimes was also a pretty short series, as far as the silver goes. It started in 46, and all the silver was taken out of money in 64. So we only get one full decade of the 50s, and then 64, or a few years in the 60s. So let's see. This book does have a lot of holes as well to fill. Oh, it's only these 2 pages. Okay. So as you see, 60s, also 60 Philadelphia. That's interesting. Both 60, or I guess 61 Philadelphia. Both 60s as we go back. A 58, 56, 55. I'm not going to read off all of them, but you guys get the idea. So I do have this extra shiny one. I didn't bring this book with me this time, so I was kind of going off dates that I could remember. But here's a 59. It's either a hole filler or an upgrade. Oh yeah, this one was a massive upgrade. This dime, I actually found in a Coinstar. So I'm pretty excited to get this one out of the book because it has some nice toning to it, and I want to be able to see it more often and remind myself to check the Coinstar. So yeah, 59 Philadelphia. Oh, I didn't even check the mint mark. Yeah, that is a Philadelphia. So quite an impressive upgrade. I mean, not that impressive because it is a 1959. It's pretty normal to find those in a really good condition. But there it is in our book. All right, moving on. What is this one? A 47 from San Francisco. To the San Francisco mint mark down there at the bottom left of the torch. There's a 47. And yep, that fills a hole right there. So I'm almost done with the 40s. That's pretty interesting. There we go. Actually, I do believe I have these 49 D and S set up in flips in my book. Last year, I was trying to put together year sets of that year, 25 years ago, 50 years ago, 75, going back in chunks of 25 years. 49 was 75 years ago last year. But I think I'm just going to put these actually in the books now. So it seems like I am finished with the 40s. That's pretty awesome. Here's 1952. Unless that's also a San Francisco, it doesn't fill a hole. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that must be why I picked it out. I do remember seeing just the pile and picking up San Franciscos as I found them. So there we go. Let's go ahead and fill this hole. I'm trying to make sure y'all can see it. There we go. Sorry, it's all the way at the bottom. There we go. 1952 San Francisco. And then we have 1951. Looks like we just need Philadelphia. Hopefully I remembered that. Oh, this is also a San Francisco. So let's see. 51 San Francisco. That is an upgrade as well. All right, let's go ahead and pop this out. And we'll get our upgrade right in there. All right, so these are the two that we took out of the book to upgrade. Go ahead and add these to our stack. And as you see, we were able to add our dime, quarter, half dollar, dollar, and our Eagles this week. So let's take a look at all of it together. So we have our dime book here that we added to. We have our, not that one, our quarter book that we added to right here. And the half dollar book we added to right here. There's the dollars and Eagles, and we do have the $20 we set aside. So this is what my, I guess, reserves are looking like now. If you like this video, you like this content, please like the video, comment, ask questions. If you have any ideas for videos that you would like to see, please comment, request a video. The last silver update I did, someone asked about goldbacks, and I do have some goldbacks, so I did make a video on that. So if you're interested in goldbacks, definitely go look at my other videos. Check out what I bought last time. I'm also doing some penny hunts right now, so if you're interested in penny hunts and filling penny books, definitely go check out what I'm doing there. And then look forward to these graded coins that I'm going to be opening. Well, I already opened them just to make sure I knew what was in there, but these eBay purchases of coins that I'm going to be opening on my next video. Thank you for watching. Share if you have someone that you think might be interested in these coins or these videos, this content, and subscribe if you're interested in watching more of what I'm doing. But most of all, thank you for watching my video.